Hi, this is Kerry with Multicopter Warehouse and the DJI Colorado authorized retail store in Lone Tree, Colorado. And this is our second part of using the Ronin-S create modes. In the first video, should be a link somewhere around here. In the first video, I showed you how to use capture and how to do panoramas. In this one, we're going to focus on time-lapse, and there's two time-lapse modes. There's regular time-lapse, and then there's motion-lapse. So time-lapse will just lock the gimbal in place, pointed wherever you have it, and start taking shots, as many as you want. Motion-lapse will actually allow you to set up a motion during that time-lapse so you can get some really cool creative moves. So first thing we're going to do, so we're going to go into the Ronin app, make sure that we're connected, and I'm going to go to time-lapse mode. So now, how many images do I want to take in what kind of capture time? So I want to take an image like every 2 seconds. Oops, change that back down. 2 seconds. I want my content duration. How long is the finished product going to be? So my finished product is going to be, let's see what happens at 10 seconds. And my frame rate is 24 frames per second. So I'm going to start this going and we'll see what it does. I want to make sure I've got my system where I want it. I'm in push mode. So in push mode, I can just go ahead and move the gimbal to point where I want. So that's a very cool feature. I want to get it lined up just right. Right there should be good. And it says it's going to take 8 minutes to capture this to create a 10-second clip. And that's because it's shooting 24 frames per second, 240 images. Well, that's 8 minutes. So let's go ahead and click start. Now every 2 seconds, we should hear this go off. Well, let's see what it does. Okay, well, hopefully that was fun to see what we could come up with when you're alone in the store by yourself trying to do videos. So that's time-lapse. You saw the camera stayed still and it just takes the images to whatever you have the camera set to. So next we're going to go ahead and take a look at motion-lapse. Very similar, but now we get to add in motion to it. So first, let's see here. I got to change the profiles on me here. There we go. So I'm going to get a position here, and now on my screen I see where the camera is and my starting point. So I'm going to move one of my starting points over to where I want the camera to be. So I'm going to use the push mode, which I think is the easiest way to get these set up. So my number 1 position is right there. I'm going to select my number 2 position, which is not over there, which is going to be over here. And I'm going to aim it down. So I've got my 3 positions set up. Now I'm just going to preview it so I can see what it's going to do. Should go back to the number 1 position. And it tilts down and then slowly comes back up again. So I'm not going to have this go for so long. I'm going to change my duration. I only want this to be a 5-second piece, and I'm going to set my interval to 1 second because there's not going to be any movement in here. So 120 photos, it's going to take 2 minutes. Let's watch it go. So first, it's going to go back to the home position, and then start taking photos. So I'll speed this up so you don't have to wait all the way through it. All right, now let's take a look at the finished product. So you can see you can do some really creative stuff using MotionLapse, get some good sky pictures. So here's a shot that I did yesterday while we were out at a park. So you can see the clouds move, and because of that extra camera movement, it definitely adds a nice dramatic, cinematic touch to your photography. So really good use of the Ronin-S. In the next video, we're going to talk about track, which is very similar to MotionLapse, but it's for shooting video. So don't miss out on that one. If you've missed the first video, go ahead and click over here. And for the previous videos that we've seen, go ahead and look at the playlist. As always, if you like these videos, please hit subscribe, smash down on that like button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time we do a new video. So if you want to see other types of videos on like how to process these images and turn all these images into final video, be sure and let us know in the comments, and we'll be sure and create a video on how to do that. The tools I use are Lightroom and Adobe DaVinci, or Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve. Those are my favorites. You can do it with Adobe Premiere, you can do it with Final Cut, you can do it with a number of different tools. I can show you my process on how to process these images. This has been Kerry with Multicopter Warehouse and the DJI Colorado authorized retail store in Lone Tree, Colorado. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.